Hi, and welcome to, I believe, flosstube number 6. Don't pay any attention to that if I'm actually wrong. We are coming to you from the library. I waited way too long to film my video today, and it's pitch dark. It has been for a couple hours now. So this is the best lighting I have in the house. So please excuse any wildness that occurs on this video. I've got a cat who may or may not hang around. There's a dog staring at me. Things are everywhere. So we're just going to jump right in and hope for the best. The most exciting news, my husband is home. Not currently. He has a commitment this evening. He just left to go do that. But he's back, and he's never leaving again for military sake. He retires in May, and up until then it's just a bunch of this, that, and the other. So he'll never leave again, and he'll never go back out to sea. And good night on that. I am so happy to be done with that chapter of our lives. I will be forever thankful to the United States military. I am a prior service member myself. I served in the Navy for 5 years. That's actually how I met my husband. I was an electrician. Fun fact. We met when we were stationed in Virginia, and we've been together ever since. However, I'm over it. You know, I've been wanting to settle down for years and years and years. So when we finally decided to stay here and bought our house, we definitely got closer to that end goal. And now just having my husband home, I'm just happy. I'm happy. I'm ready to get old, you know, together and be together. And I'm so excited. I will say I've been doing a lot of laundry and I've been doing a lot of dishes. So my apologies to all of you who do this full time and have been for years, because I'm tired of doing dishes and I'm tired of doing laundry. But we're getting back into it, and I'm so happy to have him home. We will see if he makes appearances ever in any of these videos. I have had some requests. We'll see. Weirdly, we've been together for a long time. I don't work out in front of my husband, and this also feels weird to do in front of my husband. I think the idea of me talking shit about him when he can hear it, his hearing's not great, but I'm just not there yet. We'll see how it goes. So he will not be making an appearance today, but he does live here now. So we'll see how the cookie crumbles. Excuse me. Okay, so we're just going to hop right into it. I feel like, as always, this is going to be all over the place. It feels like forever and not that long ago that I made my last video. But my husband is home. My husband is home. That's happened, the second week of December. So since then, it's been kind of a whirlwind. And despite Bond's fears, I have had time for stitching. My husband is in a reading binge, so time for stitching. I'm just, he knows that this is what I do now, stitch. So, you guys, the first night when he got home, we were talking about just, the feedback of like, this is going to be an adjustment, all this stuff. And he says, yeah, honey, we're going to have to get hobbies. And I said, yeah, honey, I have a hobby. I have hobbies. You have to get on the hobby train. How about woodworking? I keep throwing it out there at least once a day. Woodworking. We'll see. Okay, also, let's address the elephant in the room. I know that my nails are entirely too long. I do know that. I know Bond's thinking it if she's watching this video. I do know that my nails are too long. They are a smidge too long, even for me. And I like long nails. They're only a week old, so we're going to have to live with it. It is making my life a little harder, but it's fine. So yes, I do know my nails are very long. Color's great. They're beautiful. Too long. Merry Christmas. Merry freaking Christmas. Happy holidays for those who don't celebrate or celebrate in different ways. I hope that you guys had an amazing time with your family. It was just my husband and I. We played Mario Kart all day. I stitched. He read. It was a magical day. He made us a prime rib roast, and we gorged on that, and it was delicious, and it was great. And Santa aka my assistant, aka me, got me mini, of course, I'm not gonna know, little mini shears, little mini scissors. Oh, what are they? Cohanas, little miniature ones. They're so stinking cute. We're going on vacation, so I needed those. Also, last weekend, the weekend before Christmas, we were invited to Bond's family and friends Christmas party. This is our second year going. And this year I had a whole new appreciation because all of her Christmas cross stitches up, in addition to all of her amazing decorations. And we went, and I don't have it in this chair, which means I'm not showing it tonight, but I got Bond this. She's really into nutcrackers this year. I got her this nutcracker book, a cross stitch. I think there's like 5 patterns in it, from the Black Needle Society? ? I'll post it in the comments. I'm pretty sure that's where it's from. It got here late, so it's still here, but it's all wrapped up, so I don't want to open it to see what's inside. But I'm super excited for that. So I was not expecting a single thing, but Bon did give me a gift. You guys. I haven't even sorted all the way through it yet because I was waiting to do it with you. I opened this gift, and as I'm unwrapping it, she said, "That's the last of it." And I said, "The last of what?" And at that point I can see it's linen. And I said, "But the last of your 32 count, everything she was giving you before." And she said, "No." I looked at the tag, you guys, Lakeside Linen. Vaughn gave me the rest of her stash of Lakeside Linen that was smaller. I can't wait to find little projects. This is 32 count light exemplar. We have a piece of 28 count exemplar, vintage exemplar. Pretty good size on that. Oh my gosh, 32 count vintage Tundra. Oh, this is a good one. This is pretty. Ooh, what if we can do like a Christmas one on there? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What do we have here? This is a whopper. A whopper. 28 count vintage pear. You guys. Oh my Lanta. It smells like Vaughn's house. I'm a little bit sad because I did just start a stitch along. We'll get there. On a green linen that she had given me, and it could have been this, but now I get to say this for something special. That's a big old chunk. 1/4 yard. Last but not least, we have 36 count Meadow Rue. I teared up a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. She gave it to me and I was like, oh, she's just too kind. She's too kind. She's given me so much. She has just really fueled my love in a session for this craft, and I will never be able to repay her for the kindness. So the fact that she did even more was just over and beyond. She also gave me a little notepad and a little Lori Holt scissor minder. Just too kind. Another good chunk. 36 count Meadow Rue. So of course I'm probably gonna hoard this because I know that it's great. But I can't wait to find some special projects to work on these. But I just thought I would share that because I was just blown away, excited to see that. And my husband's looking at me like, okay, crazy lady. You guys, you know what he said to me the other day? You're never gonna believe this. Actually, I'm sure you've probably heard it. I was starting a stitch along, and I said, oh, I'm gonna do a new start. This was after I did like a little mini whip parade for him, because he hasn't been home, so he doesn't see all these things. when he left, I think I had maybe just finished my very first one for Bond, the little shamrock situation that I bought off Amazon. It was pre-printed. So, and then he got all my little sayings when he was gone, which stayed on the ship. He said they're living their best life. Everyone loved them. They're staying in the office. It was great. The only thing he brought home was a bookmark, and that was my wish. So I did a little miniature whip parade for him, and I said, okay, new start today. And he said, you're starting a new one? And I said, yeah. And he said, why don't you finish one of the ones you already have? And I said, that is exactly the kind of attitude we will not be tolerating around here, okay? Don't you be coming in here with that. Why don't you finish one? Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. Which brings us to, we did have a couple of finishes. I did my first Blackbird finish. And I didn't take a picture of it or have it with me because it was Bond's Christmas gift. I did, bear with me. I did, out of the Christmas Garden book, I did the, Christmas Garden Blackbird Designs. I apologize in advance for today's lighting. I know I said it up front, but I felt like to need to say it again. Naughty or Nice. Let me see if there's a picture of it. There's not a great picture of it. I did it on 32 count antique lace by Seraphim. I did not use called for flosses. I mean, I did what I could, but I behaved and I pulled from my stash. So I did switch out like 4 different ones, but it looked great when I was done with it. It was just a little guy. I did my first ever eyelet stitch successfully. So let's see. I don't know if you can really tell. And maybe you already have the book, so you've seen it before. Super cute. Just says naughty and nice. And I just put it in a little 4x4 dark wood frame that I had. And I laced it. I mounted it myself. I laced it with my very first ever lacing. I was pretty proud, actually. I was working on it up until the moment we left to go to the party, watching Lori Holt's tutorial video on how she mounts, how she does her lacing, and it looked great. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty proud of it. So if I can continuously successfully do that, it will save me a lot of money. I also finished Snowden by Heart and Hand. This is all those little minis that I've been doing. He's kind of unfinished in just that I didn't do the little, the little border that's around him. That was just like the others because it is in this purple-ish color. And I'm not a huge purple fan. So I skipped it just completely. I know I could have switched the color out. But I decided to actually just completely skip it. So now I just need to decide how I'm going to finish him. I might honestly put that off. We'll see. Christmas is over, which means this guy is also not going to see the light of day. This was my third and final finish for the month of December. Perverts. I'm thinking of a nice gold frame for this one. So these guys will make their debut next Christmas or Halloween, depending on what I can get away with. This print I've mentioned before, Subversive Cross-stitch. Great if you like doing PDFs. Quick, easy in your email, So that was it for my finishes. That's a lie. Well, it's not a full lie. 90% done with my monthly mini village. If all goes well, you'll be seeing photos throughout this video after the fact. So there's some stuff I won't actually be physically showing you because there'll be a insert here, you know. The monthly mini villages from, I do have one right here. Cottage Needleworks. Monthly mini villages. This is March because this is the one I'm doing next. I am sticking with my plan to skip a few months ahead to verify that I actually get them done because I'm working on these at work in between clients. There's a lot of colors this good night. I have not pulled anything for it yet, but it's my next little miniature. Oh, God, I just remembered something. Jingle Ball. I think I saw some of you there, and I enjoyed chatting with you. Someone asked if they flew to Washington if I would cut your hair. Yeah, I sure will. So let me know if you come to Washington. If you already live here, come visit for sure. But, yeah, I'm going to work on March next. So December is like 90% done. I forgot it at work. I didn't work on Christmas Eve, and I just hightailed it out of there and totally forgot my whole little travel work set. And so December's, which is so stinking cute, is still at the salon. So obviously that did not make it in time for December. So I decided to skip 3 months ahead, and we're going to do March and hope for the best on March. I really want to get one of these completely done and sized out, mounted, because I was trying to explain to my husband these different mounting boards and frames that are made specifically for these series. This is a nice frame that it's on. 123 Stitch has a display board with like houses at the top. I don't hate that, but it's not my favorite thing I've ever seen for myself. So I'm trying to get him to understand what I would like him to do. I think he can do it. And so I just need to get this done, one of these done, so that he can do that. I also, oh my God, you guys, this is getting out of control already. I'm so coming out of left field right now. I met up with my Stitchy group yesterday. Love them. I just freaking love them. One of the ladies who wasn't there during my first one was there today, and she's cleaning out her mom's stash. And I acquired my very first, I do not have it in my hand, my very first tiny town, which I have aforementioned. I do want to do those. It's like the July 4th tiny town. So I think I'm going to do that for the, America's birthday this year. I've been holding out, and I'm not saying no, but I've been holding out when there's a Plum Street called America. Fox and Rabbit had it on one of their floss tubes. But I have not been able to find anything about a release date. So that might be my very first tiny town and my America's birthday one for this year. And I want to get it done so my husband can also see that size, because obviously I'm going to do all the tiny towns immediately with everything else. So I just need him to see the size so that he can make me stuff. Short story long, Okay, so that's that. Those are all my finishes. Finishes done. Finished. Finito. What else do we have? Finishes. Okay. Whips. I'm only going to show you the stuff I feel like I made significant progress on, because I feel like I touched a lot of things this month because my brain was squirreling like wild. The amount of quads that I made in our espresso machine, an unhealthy amount. I don't recommend it, actually. But so I only pulled out the stuff that I feel like I made significant progress on. And there's some new starts in here. Both of them are stitch-along, so that makes it okay. There was no rule against it. There's no rules. There's no rules. Okay, this isn't going to stay open. First things first, we have a mess is what we have. A mess. Don't peek. I'll tell you when we get there. Okay, this is the JBW Designs Rooster sampler. It is done in red in the book. But again, I am mentioned before, I'm doing it in a purple. because I'm stitching this for my mother-in-law. If you're watching, Mary Lisa, close your eyes. And she likes purple. So I actually made good progress. This rooster is not my favorite thing ever. Excuse me, which kind of stinks because, you know, roosters. But I did get the B and C done when we were driving, when my husband was driving for us to go get our Christmas tree. You guys, I have horrible news. This rooster just reminded me, my chickens are gone. Last Tuesday, a coyote came under the fence and got 7 of my 8 chickens. I'm not going to talk about this and dwell on it long because I'll start crying. Our 8th chicken, Geraldine, she survived. She got into the coop and saved herself. I kept her closed up in the coop with food and water. It's cold here. That night, obviously, but then all day on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I just got nervous that she wouldn't survive the winter on her own. I don't heat my coop during the winter. We maybe get a total of a week, if that, of below freezing temps here where we are at in the Pacific Northwest. So I normally don't heat the coop. And so I was just worried about her being alone without, you know, everyone else to help keep her warm. So I did reach out. Someone in my neighborhood agreed to take her. She had a bunch of chickens and a rooster. So we drove her over there the other day. And it was her very first ever truck ride. And now she lives there. And that's where we're at. Anyways, I believe this is called, the thread is called Rainy Day. Bon had originally given me a single skein, and I don't even know if it was a full skein, from Crescent Colorworks. I just learned maybe a month ago that that is actually now Classic Colorworks. So I did make a purchase last night from 123 Stitch. I'm trying out a new hoop, a new embroidery hoop. And in addition to that, I ordered 2 skeins because I'm nervous of the Classic Colorworks Rainy Day. So I do know that there's a chance it doesn't match. However, my original plan was to finish out the skein and then just, you know, figure it out as I went along, which is why I was starting on the left and working my way over. So fingers crossed it's a decent match. And if not, that was the plan anyways. So I did order some new of that. So that should be here whenever it's here, you know? And then we have our Tom Turkey from, you guys, I'm the worst. I did not even write anything down because I thought I was going to put up pictures, but now the turkey I've been working on. Very great progress on this. Am I showing you the right way? Yes. This is my morning stitching. I started it on Thanksgiving, and then I take time to stitch on this every single morning, at least one thread. So I'm actually coming along quite nicely. This is going to be my husband's first nice cross stitch, and I'm excited for him to get it. So again, there should be a photo ding, ding, of what this is actually, because I'm not going to remember anything in my brain while we are filming. But I am interested, I said before, in some of these other Year in the Woods prints. So we'll see how this one turns out. Someone commented on my last video about me leaving out the little hut, and that is most definitely happening. But thank you so much for like helping me in saying I should. I appreciated that. So these, again, I know the lighting's horrible and you can't really see, but the colors for these leaves are just freaking gorgeous. Gorgeous. And those are all called for, and they're all DMC. There's only there's only 2 colors in this whole chart that are not DMC, and that's what's called for. Very, very, very pretty. Love that. I don't want to make any promises, but that feels like it could make it a good long distance. I don't want to say finish, but you know, Maybe. What else do we have? Okay, this is a stitch along. We'll get to that. We have Quaker Christmas too. I stitched on this, I want to say like all day on Christmas, but I didn't stitch all day long. So for Christmas, anytime I picked up stitching, it was this. So it's been a while, I feel like, since I've shown it. So in retrospect, I do have a good bit done since you've last seen it. I was getting bored already with the red, you guys. So I moved up to do some green. So definitely got some stitching done. Oh, I'm already mad at myself for the quality of this video. I am enjoying this, and I just saw Periwinkle Stitcher did like her little Christmas walkthrough video, and I saw hers framed and finished, and I thought, one day, it's so gorgeous. And I'll forever be thankful to Bon for handing this over. I'm excited to get it done one day. This huge piece of fabric. Good night. This is currently my largest piece. Currently the largest. Mind you, it does have a pretty aggressive border on it. That was done by Bon. Which it makes me laugh because her and I talk about how stingy she is with her fabric. She cuts them pretty close normally. So the fact that she has like a 4-inch border on that one kind of makes me laugh. And she started in the corner, you know. Okay, and then we have, as per usual, Within a Dream. I didn't get any more actual border. Okay, maybe I didn't work on this as much as I thought. I did get more of the ground done down there. Down there in the bottom, but nothing crazy. I put a dream in there too. Okay, I did work. I did do some work on this. I did do some work. Gosh, I just can't wait to be done with it and see what it looks like. It's gonna be gorgeous. Gorgeous. Secretly, I hope my sister hates it and is like, sorry, I won't hang this up in my house. Please take it back. Let's put those vibes out into the world, you know? Okay. Okay, our last two are stitch-alongs. I mentioned, so that's all of my like current webs that I put like significant work into. My Blackbird fracture, I did a little, you know, so this is what we got. In addition to those 3 finishes. I mentioned that I was going to start Little Acorns, Modern Folk Embroideries 2026 Stitch Along with my Stitchy group. I did. I started early because I know I'm going to get behind. I ordered the Overcast, 36 count Overcast from Cedar River Linen and Design. I love the color of the linen. I love the way the linen feels. Overall, I'm very happy with the linen. I ordered directly from Cedar River, and I will maybe order through a store moving forward. It was pretty good amount before the holidays that I ordered it, so I didn't think it just took a while to get here. Which it's not like I'm in a hurry for anything anyways, but I was super anxious about it. I think I was just excited. But they sent actually a beautiful card, so now I kind of feel like an asshole for saying that. They did send me a beautiful card, and they're local. I need to look it up. I wonder if I can go there. I'm sure I can, right? I'm sure I can go there. This linen is beautiful, and I would love to look at something for Christmas garden. I would just love to go touch it in person. Okay, sorry. So, goodness, Amy. I started it. I'll put the picture up of what the pattern's going to look like. But I'm sure maybe some of you already know what it is because you've probably already seen it. I am doing it on a Pirate and Robin floss. It's a dyer here in the Pacific Northwest in Oregon. It is highly, I don't know that variegated is the right word. It is hand dyed, over dyed You guys, where, oh, there it is. Okay, how cute is this? Less than 10% battery. Oh, perfect. How cute is this? One of the ladies in my stitchy group made us all bags. Come on. With a little dingle bobber in it. Oh, come on. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, sorry, I was showing you the thread. I think I've already showed you this. The Pirate and Robin. This is the dark copper. I will say, you know, it's dyed. I will say, when I'm stitching this up close, I don't love it. I am doing 2/2. I pull a piece of floss, I fold it in half, and that's how I do my 2 threads. So whatever that gets me, as far as a visual goes, that's what it gets me. I'm also not completing a single stitch, especially while I'm doing these borders. I'm whatever you call it, and then whatever you call it back, you know? So whatever this looks like is what it looks like. I do not have it in here energy-wise to try and make it look magically perfect. I also don't want it to be like blue and then orange and then, you know what I mean? So we're just gonna see what happens. But they put out like a little calendar to help you stitch it by the end of the year. And in my mind, before I looked at the actual calendar, I thought it was this much for January. And I was like, ahead of the game. No, you guys, it's the border for the entire thing. So we'll see how that goes. But it started, and I'm super excited about it. I've actually been stitching on it all day, off and on today. So I'll probably stitch on that a little bit more tonight. And I'm loving it because it's easy so far. So far, so good. And then last, we have the Schwarzwald Forest by Owl Forest Embroidery. This was a stitch along that my friend Jen from our stitchy group, this is all the farther I've gotten. I just started it. A little baby start. This is on that mystery moss fabric that Bond gave me. It's going to be a big one. This is with a 2-inch allowance. It's going to be big. Jen's, I wrote down her name, Jen's Thread Tales on Instagram. She's been sharing these stitch alongs to her stories, and here I am. You know, I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. Twist my leg, why don't you? I am using all those green threads. I think I showed them last time. Unknown mystery thread. I believe I have enough. Time will tell. So I'm doing that stitch along as well. And I'm going to start another one January 1st. Well, hold on one second while I figure out why this is telling me I'm almost out of battery. Okay, I'm back and I apologize. This video has gotten completely out of hand. I did warn that ahead of time. Someone, my assistant, forgot to charge my camera and my backup battery. So I'll be having a heated conversation with her later after we're done recording. So we are now plugged in and recording. We should be good to go. But I've never done that before, so who knows? Okay, so I just showed you my stitch alongs. Okay. Pam from Just Keep Stitching posted a week or so ago her Whip Go board. I feel like I've looked it up before and maybe just completely erased it from my mind, but I messaged her and said, hi, Pam, if you are not extremely busy, could you tell me what this is? And she sent me a video, which I will link below, of what Whip Go is. So I watched the YouTube video from the user who created Whip Go, and I decided to give it a Whip Go this year. But I'm not getting wild. The Whip Go board itself, it's like bingo, but with your cross-stitch whips or new starts or whatever. It's a chart. It's 5 by 5 blocks. I've created it in my book of days. And it's out of control, so please don't. Mine's 5x4 apparently, or 6x4 apparently. I got too excited to do it and messed it up. So basically 1 through 25, 13 is your free space. I don't have 24 whips. Nor do, well, I want to, but nor am I going to start enough projects to get up to that number. So what I did was I doubled my spaces. So like in block 1, I have the Briar, which is going to be a new start because I've been wanting to. I do have a couple new starts in here. Okay, semantics. And then that same one is also like my number 15 space. So I've doubled it up. So the premise of WhipGo is each month 2 numbers are called, and then you, whatever those projects are, you try to meet your goals for that month. And the point is to get a bingo with whatever you set your goals to. I'm not using it in that way, in that I don't have any goals. My goals are, they're calling 2 numbers for the month, so that's 2 projects. In addition to those 2 projects, I also am now doing going to be 3 stitch-alongs. I'm starting the flower a day stitch-along. Who's doing that one? Another one I saw on Jen's Thread Tales Instagram story. I will tag all of these below. Maddie at Kitty Stitch is doing flower a day. Year of Flowers stitch-along. Hashtag. Slow snail stitching for the Black Forest Sal, and I'll tag all these below. So I'll have 2 projects a month that are being called on my WhipGo, and then I have 3 stitch-alongs. And then even though my sister's pattern is on my WhipGo board, I still want to commit 1 day a week, probably going to be Fridays, to working on hers because A, I want to get it done, B, I want her to have it. So that's kind of my goal. That's going to help me touch everything that I want to touch. So there's 4 weeks in a month for the most part. 1 week will be one of my WhipGo calls. Another week will be my other WhipGo call. 1 week, possibly 2 weeks working on my stitch-alongs. And then that Friday each week is going to be working on my sister's project. Yep. But I'm still going to work on my turkey in the mornings. I don't have a lot of stitching time in the mornings, and it's just I just am loving, like, honestly, weirdly, it is my favorite stitch that I'm doing right now. I don't know what it is about this turkey. Maybe it's because I know I'm doing it for my husband and it's nice. Will he appreciate it? Yeah. In that he knows how excited I am to cross stitch. But I don't know. I'm just so excited to do it. I'll still work on that in the mornings. And, if the wind blows, we'll see what happens. But that's kind of my plan. I didn't want to make this video 4 hours long. So if enough people are interested, I might do a little specials, a little side piece video. We gotta think of a good name. In addition to this flosstube episode, that just goes over my WhipGo. Because I have like everything that I'm working on so far. I have a couple of new starts that I already had kitted up. My free space will be a brand new start. I haven't decided. I think it's going to be Christmas garden, if I'm being honest. And then I think there was one extra space that I didn't have anything on that I've decided that's going to be a new series start because I have all those Christmas series and an alphabet series I got from ByGone. So if enough people are interested, I might do a little separate video on my WhipGo situation. Excuse me. I know that the end of the year is when people normally do whip parades. I've seen those videos. That's how I've got this wild list of patterns going that I would love to get my hands on. But I've only been stitching since March, and I think I've only been doing flosstube since June. So I think I'm going to save my whip parade and do that on my 1-year flosstube anniversary. So give me some more time to get things under my belt, you know. But if all goes according to plan, you guys, I shouldn't have that many more new starts. So most of my webs you will have already seen before. But again, who knows how the wind will blow between now and then. Okay, but this little video mishap did give me time to go grab that Heart in Hand Patriotic Tiny Town. Isn't it cute? Cutie patootie. Oh God, this lighting. I'm so mad about it. I can't show you inside, but it came with it has little beads in here. So that'll be my very first ever tiny town. Stop it. That's that. I wanted to say thank you to the beautiful young ladies over at Brenda and the Serial Starter for giving me a shout out on one of their videos. I was alarmed one day when I looked at my YouTube and saw how many more people were watching these videos, and I got scared and realized that that's what would happen. And there's 2 other young ladies whose names I have written down in a separate book who also mentioned me on their channels, and I just want you to know I very much appreciate it, and I'm glad that you're finding some part of joy in my videos. That's why I am doing this. Finding joy in doing it myself. I'm finding joy in stitching. I get excited every day that I pick something up, so I haven't lost that spark yet. Maybe I will in however many years, I don't know. But I'm enjoying it for the time being, so any value that you guys find in spending time with me, I greatly appreciate you, and I'm happy to have you here. So I'll link those ladies down below and give you a thank you message. I greatly appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. I have no idea how long this video got today. Hopefully not too long. We'll see. We'll see how the cookie crumbles. Coca-Cola still has not reached out. Despite my best efforts, I should not be having this at 7:30 on a Sunday evening, but I'm only working 2 days this week because I took New Year's Eve off, so we can get wild. It's okay. Oh, cool. Oh my gosh, you guys, I almost forgot. Tell me that's not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. It's for your threads. This comes off. Handmade. My Secret Santa for my Stitchy group, her husband made this. Look at that. Are you kidding? Handcrafted woodwork by Jeff Thompson. This is so gorgeous and it smells amazing. It smells like wood. Isn't that the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? I was floored when she gave this to me, and I immediately brought it home and showed my husband. Get to work, sir. Such an amazing gift. She also gave me a little tin, a needle minder, and some little goodies in it, but I will treasure this forever. I could not wait to come home and put it on my little side table. Okay, that's it. We're just rambling at this point. My book of days, I'm excited to possibly keep up with it. I've started putting some stickers in ahead of time so that it doesn't feel daunting to start it every month. I think I've mentioned this before. I do love paper. I love to write stuff down. I love a good notebook. I love a good notebook. I love a good, not even a good pen, a mediocre pen. One of my girlfriends got married in Vegas last year. I was in the wedding, and one of the favors was these cheap pens. These cheap pens. I freaking love this pen. I asked her about it, if she had any more. She did. She gave me like 15 of these pens, and I couldn't have been more excited. There's something about a good pen. I'm a classic Bic girl. You know, the white ones with the black or the blue and the caps.
Here is your
oh my
reminder.
gosh.
Turn the heat back on.
Thank you. I turned the heat off before I started recording this video because it blows.
Amy, here is your reminder. Turn the heat back on.
It blows loudly and I didn't want it in the video. So before I started recording, I asked her to remind me in an hour, which means this has been over an hour, to turn it back on so I wouldn't forget. That's how bad my brain is. She really is one of my best friends and the best assistant I've ever had. you know? So I apologize for that interruption. God, I hope I don't have to pay someone now because she spoke in my video. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I appreciate any and all feedback you have. I know Bon will eventually watch this, so just I love you so freaking much. And I did hassle her at her Christmas party in front of friends and family about appearing on this channel. So we'll see if we can't continue to try and push her in this direction. I also haven't told her yet, but my Stitchy group is requesting an appearance as well. So we'll see what we can make happen with Bon in 2026. I need to get over and spend some time with her because I miss her. I did a lot of quilting this month. I, again, probably won't show that on here just because I like to keep this focused on one thing. Again, always a side video we could do. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But let me know if you want to see the Whip Ghost stuff. I have a couple new starts in there I may or may not have mentioned before. There's one I'm really excited about. It's a designer I haven't tried before. I'm not doing it. I'm not digging through it right now. I'm not going to do it. Just a different time. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. If you're someone who sets a resolution for a fresh start for yourself, I hope that it's a good one. I hope it serves you well. And I'll send all the positive thoughts your way to encourage you down that path. And thank you for watching as always. That's all I have for you tonight. And I will see you next time. Bye.